have you have pieces here where this one band comes together, you see, and then there's another band here starting up. So there's three sections of these bands going around. And so you got to have a bigger post here, let's say, than here, because you got to be able to span the two pieces. Okay. So the holes on the bottom down here, when I drilled these guys, I pre-drilled all these guys as best I could figure out where they were. And they made, some of them might not be right, so they'll have to be redone once we put this ring, okay, up here. These holes are already drilled, so I'll just use those as my guide as to where these should be drilled. But I drilled.
I would think I would have thought they would have been all pre-drilled on those rings.
Yeah, well, I tell you one thing right now, this ain't a kit. This ain't no kit.
And Dick, that's all aluminum.
All aluminum. Yeah, so it's easy to work with. It's real simple to work with. So here's my thing on this whole thing is that I was looking at Bob Richards, and I hadn't heard anything from him.
He's got the Next Dome, I think.
Yeah, he's got a Next Dome. See, and that's fiberglass, which is fine.
Oh no. He's got a Home Dome, right? He's got
a Home Dome. Excuse me. Yeah, Next Dome, I think is Mike. But he has a Home Dome. It's all fiberglass, but see, it's built in quadrants. So, you know, he was talking about how you got to have everything really level. Yeah. When you build it in quadrants, you're going to have everything really level, because when you start to put it together, you know, if you're not level, you're going to be screwed when you start building this thing up. Mm-hmm. And this one here, I think it's pretty level on the pad. I notice there's a little depression in the front here where there's some water collecting, because the pad is flat right now, and with the rain settling on there, it'll be pretty bad. But what I liked about this here is, I'll show you. Here's the wheel ring. Okay.
Yeah.
This wheel ring, this guy here is your big piece right here that you got to make sure is right. Okay. So you want to make sure this guy is level. Mm-hmm. All right. The rest of this stuff can do whatever it freaking really wants, as long as you can get it up to this point right here. You're good. You're pretty much good to go. So putting this wheel ring on here is the main deal. And the thing I like about this design is, let's see if I can go down here a little further here. It's aluminum on aluminum. So there's a ring that goes on top of that ring that goes into the dome. So you're basically, that ring is riding on the wheel ring that I showed you there. So there's another ring that goes on top of this ring here. In the Christmas card picture, you'll see it, because I put that ring on top of this ring here just to make sure that I could wheel it around, and yeah, I could do that. Everything was fine, just sitting in there on the shop floor. So that's basically what I got right there is. And so what I need is I can get this guy down by myself, okay, but I'll need another guy to help me hold. One person's going to have to hold these guys while the other guy drills. There's no other way around it.
You can't use a clamp?
You could, but getting it straight and keeping everything level and stuff like that, I think it would be nice to have one person there, maybe with a level, and then the other person doing the drilling. You know, and then you have the guy. You could probably clamp it, but you'd only be able to clamp it down there at the base. Still seems like somebody's going to have to hold it. It's 4 feet high. And actually, you got this overhang too. See, so it's a cantilevered load. Mm-hmm. See, so that's not going to be an easy deal with a cantilever there. So, but you know, I'm glad I got aluminum on aluminum, because I've been looking at these other guys, and now the fiberglass one will probably work, because fiberglass is really strong stuff. I mean, they make boats out of it and everything else. So I wouldn't think that would be an issue. But the one thing that is going to be an issue is getting that thing level and making. And then the other thing that bothers me about that design is, well, you know, he was making a big deal about the door. You know, that you could get these people in through that door. But if you're using the thing, once you start using the thing, you're pretty well, you know. I think you can probably still get into the door, but you're going to have to be at 4 feet or whatever the height of that is there. So. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you really do want to set it up so you don't have to be in there. It's all remote operation.
Well, yeah, you could do. I mean, you might want to do that. Me, I'm not a remotist type guy. I get out there. I'm kind of a more hands-on dude. I like to focus every half an hour. When I get the C14, I might be focusing every 20 minutes because one exposure with the present recording speed is going to be about 20 minutes. I might have to screw around with that too. You know, I might have to change the recording speed and try something else because it might not be optimum to be going 20 minutes. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, do you have a communications conduit going back to your house at all, or you just have power coming out?
I just have power there right now. I have these things. I'm going to put a camera network out in the shop, and there's no Ethernet connection out there, but I've got this wireless bridge. I showed it to you guys one time. And that one is pretty much plug and play from what I could tell. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to be getting that going real soon because I have all the equipment now to do so. And I'll be extending that camera network. Well, I'm using that wireless bridge. So basically it'll be like virtual Ethernet out there in the shop. And I can do the same thing in the observatory too, as well. So you'd have that. It's a fast interface too, because it's 5 gig. It's a 5G interface. So it's really good.
Only problem with 5G is that you really have to have good line of sight, no interference.
Yeah, I've got that. And that was one of the things I did when I set this thing up was these are 10-mile rated too. But you're right. I mean, I would think you'd have to, almost use a laser pointer or something like that to figure out. I don't know how they do it, but they use them a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. 5G in a 10-mile radius, huh?
10 miles and 5G, which, usually is 2.4, but this is 5. So I'm really pretty impressed with things so far. And they seem to have pretty dang good speed. I bench tested it out a little bit by just hooking my laptop up to the other side of the bridge, and but since then I've got a switch, a power over Ethernet switch, and I'm going to mount that out there too, and that'll power the cameras as well as act as a switch. So should be a good setup, I think.
Hey, did you see Bruce Murdoch's green flash photo? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the last thing I saw that he had. Yeah, show it to me. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was at sunset. I guess he lives half a block or less from the bluff, and
yeah.
he uses Nikon, and he says, he just went click, 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 and 20 milliseconds apart. And that's the green flash, and it went kind of blue down at this end. So there's 10 frames there, 2/10 of a second apart.
Uh-huh.
And he caught that, what's called the green flash, when the sun has if you can catch it with a really good atmospheric conditions.
Never ever seen that before. That is really cool. God, that guy is something else, man. That is so. He just got that. Did you just catch that, or?
Yeah. Just when did this happen? I don't know if it says
December 22nd. Yeah,
22nd. So it was either 22nd or 21st.
Yeah. I figured just the day before. Yeah. So freaking cool. God, Bruce. Well, good for him.
Huh. Yeah, that is something else. What else has he done? I was going to show. What else did he have here?
What is that site? EdHats, Santa Barbara. Is that a news site or?
Yeah, it's kind of like a local news site that kind of picks a few stories. People send in stories, and it's kind of neat because it's local stuff usually. People argue, but the comments kind of get out of control. You get all sorts of political stances and things, and
yeah, there goes the hyperbola. Yeah. Wow, that is really something. Good for him. I kind of wanted to talked to Hink, and I hope we didn't get him too upset that one time. He's got a little excited that we were interrupting him too much, but I wanted to talk to him about the possibility. I've just been kind of toying with this in my mind, and I don't quite understand why somebody hasn't really tried to do this, and maybe they have, but I just don't know. But putting a server together, a Windows server that has both ASCOM and Alpaca ASCOM on it, and then put in some kind of a translator that basically wires it up so that you could, from the outside, it's Alpaca, because then you can go over the internet. And then from the observatory side, or wherever this interface is, it can do either Alpaca or the regular ASCOM. And I was wondering, I mean, why isn't somebody developing that, and how hard would it be to do something like that? I mean, I don't want to develop a bunch. I've done some software development, but I certainly don't want to do that at my age.
Well, is that Alpaca? Is that Linux basically?
What it is it's a set of drivers that is basically transparent. You can put it on. I think you could. It handles Linux, Windows, and I believe it might even do iOS. I'm not really sure, but I think it might do a version of Apple too. So and the drivers are for all these. And the other thing that it does is it's TCP/IP, so it's ready for the internet. So it can either be on a local network or over the internet. And then the other thing that I wanted to know about was ASCOM Remote. I've heard some things about ASCOM Remote. Is that the same thing? That's not just like a remote desktop version of this thing, or what? Because I don't want to do that. That's the one thing I don't want
to do. Yeah, I don't know that stuff. I haven't dealt with that directly. I got stuck. I was trying to use Deep Sky Stacker and PhD2 to try to control my scope. And then it crashed every time. After 30 seconds, it would like crash. And I got kind of like in a funk that way. I got to get back to that someday. And
okay, well, let's see.
I think it was my old laptop, just Windows. It was Windows 10, but using Celestron drivers, and I don't know. It's with the Starshot Pro from Orion. Cameras being used, but I just was not having any luck. It would just crash. I have to figure that out.
The other thing,
I have a newer laptop I can use, so I got to do that. But
when you say it crashes, like you just let it loop and then it crashes during looping?
I think the PhD2 just crashed. It just would.
Oh, the software crashes itself. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with it getting interfered with and being sensitive to that interference, with other programs that are working on your system.
Yeah, it was an older laptop, but something I'll have to figure out. Let's see, control using.
And sometimes cables can do it too. So there's another thing, is check your cables. And the one that I found is the biggest problem is the phone jack cable that goes to your mount. That thing just, whatever you do, get some extra ones. I've had the plastic tabs break off. I mean, those things are not meant to just be plugging them in all the time. They're meant to go in and then stay that way for a while. So for let's say a portable situation, they break down real quick.
Good point.
Yeah, I always keep an extra pair on because I've had the same issue.
So what does this show here? What's going on here? Alpaca, ASCOM standards. What happened to that picture? What happened to the picture? They're just going to show us.
Maybe it didn't work.
That didn't work. Let's see.
There it is.
Well, that's the image. Let me see. Open image, a new tab. That's what I want. And then I can blow it up.
There we go. Yeah, that's what you were showing that. Okay, so you got a Windows one or more PC running Alpaca, remote server, remote client. Yeah, and then you can go over here to Alpaca client and drivers in a Mac OS, Linux, or SoC, whatever that stands for.
Well, silicon on carbon. What's SoC?
I don't know. I don't know what SoC is.
Is that Raspberry Pi stuff or?
Well, Linux would be that. And they are, as a matter of fact, they're doing drivers with Alpaca drivers with Raspberry Pi. I mean, they're doing stuff with them, focusers, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. They're not showing it here.
No,
I have to read through this and.
I know. I must say I haven't really read into it too much, and I don't know how under the hood I want to get into it. Really, to tell you the truth, I'd like to see somebody come up with a solution that's already there for me to use.
It's funny. It says, for a quick peek at example of Alpaca technology, have a look at this 8-minute video. This video is suitable for company management, as it includes business strategic issues, engineering advantages, and justification for using Alpaca protocols. That's bizarre. What are they talking about? What company management are they talking about?
Yeah, well,
business strategic. I guess
company management. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they figure that they had to put that in there because company management people might think that, oh, this is too technical for me. I can't look at this.
Are they talking to somebody at Celestron or?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they were probably thinking about developers, people that would be developing products that are using this new software, because that's what they're trying to do, is get everybody on board using this stuff. And I'm not seeing much interest in that right now. And I think the real stumbling block here is Windows, you see, because you still you've got all the stuff that's all ASCOM, and you need Windows for that. And so when you go to something else like this, there's really no advantage at this point to go that direction, other than that you get the remote capability. So I'm pretty well convinced that I have to go someplace else.
I just clicked on a link and a broken link right there, and just trying to say about Alpaca. Get support. So
yeah, I think that they're suffering just like everybody else is in the industry right now. There's just such a displacement because of this COVID thing, and it's really hurt the industry a lot.
Interesting.
But that's what I wanted to. I was thinking about. Hank would be interested in something like that. Now he's using some other stuff that he's got, and I'm not sure if that is going to go anywhere or not.
He's kind of into Linux and Raspberry Pi stuff, so he's trying to avoid Windows. Yeah.
Well, he uses Windows though for his ethos.
I think he just uses that for remote looking at things, talking to the Raspberry Pi.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like a remote access kind of stuff on his Windows.
Yeah.
So this is a picture of Jupiter by Damian Peach. Jerry found this, knows a guy.
Damian Peach, that sounds like a name.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's located. And then he did this. This is somebody else. This is.
I'm not seeing it here, but anyway.
Oh, you're not seeing you're not seeing the picture of Jupiter?
No, I'm seeing. There we go. I'm seeing the ASCOM Alpaca thing.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Let me see where I was at here. Sharing that. Yeah, I see it. Okay, now you're seeing it.
Oh yeah. It's the comment. Yeah.
That's a comment one.
That's a beauty.
The Jupiter thing was this one here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, what did he?
Can you imagine that? Amateur does that? It's like amazing.
My word. Let's see, ASA 50 centimeters, F15 Cassegrain. Huh.
50 centimeters. How big is that? That's 18 inches or so.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Boy, that's very, very good. Jeez. Almost looks like it could have been taken like with one of those satellites. Jeez.
Comet Leonard breaking up a little bit or leaving different trails behind.
Uh-huh. Now, where is that now?
It's getting closer to the sun. I just saw an article where it's a NASA solar satellite looked at it recently. And
that's a nice shot.
No, what is this one? This is Pan-STARRS. So it's another comet here. Damien Peach did this one also.
That's near double clusters. That's double clusters, I think, right above it. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think pretty sure that is. Huh. I'll have to take a look at some of these comments and see if I can locate them. I'm going to try to go for, I think Friday I can set up, and Saturday and Sunday I can shoot, and I'm going to try to shoot California Nebula, and I'm going to take the sensor, orientate the sensor to the long axis of the nebula, which is at a diagonal to your north-south orientation. See, so I'll just kind of have to move the camera around until I get it lined up. Trial and error type thing.
You're going to try to shoot the comet?
I'm going to try to shoot California. Now, I don't, Leonard. So we'll have to find out where that is, and maybe I will try to shoot it. If I can get to it, I would. It depends on where it is.
I think it's pretty low in the evening. I think it's between Saturn and Jupiter, below Saturn and Jupiter somewhere, I think, at this point. And it's low in the south. I don't know what our status is for getting that thing.
Huh. Yeah, that probably would be pretty hard for me, I think, but I could look at it and see. That was a nice picture.
Oh, here's Jerry. Jerry's coming in. His name. We were just talking about him, showing stuff. So where was I at?
There he is.
Path of Comet Leonard. Let's see. Comet Leonard. Let's see. December 3rd, 30th. I'm not sure here. Looks like Boötes, maybe. Oh, you know what? I have Stellarium available.
There's a comet site too that the guy, that's all he's got on there. I can't remember what it was, but
if I do search for C/2020, no, it's actually 2021, I think. A1, yeah, A1. All right, let's see. It's below the horizon right now, that's for sure.
What are you looking for?
Comet Leonard, where it's at right now.
It's in the west and it's in the southwest.
Yeah.
It's below the horizon in the evening.
At this point, yeah.
So you can only see it in the morning? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, you can only see it in the southern hemisphere.
Okay.
Is it no longer available at all for us?
I believe that's true for us, yes.
See, I'm backing this up here. So Comet Leonard. Okay, sunsets. Oh, it's pretty low here down in Grus, in Microscopium.
Yeah, those are all southern, as you know.
Way down south.
Yeah.
And so, and Jupiter and Saturn up here. It's about the same height as Venus. And this is at 5:24 in the evening.
Huh.
So you'd have to have a really good shot low to the southwest.
Yeah, it'd be light polluted quite a bit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be like that one shot that guy had was dark sky. You know what's interesting about that shot too is I wonder if that's if he took multiple exposures. One would think he must have would get that detail on that tail, and if that's the case, that's real good imaging. No, the liner. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I noticed about it is, I mean, there's so much detail in there. I almost believe that he must have had to do some kind of range compression to get it like that, which would mean multiple exposures at different amounts. That's what I did on Neowise, and it worked out really cool. But what is also,
it says up here, it says 3 times 90 seconds for the RGB, but the luminance, it says 11 by 90 seconds. Why is that?
Well, what he's doing is he's doing luminance as a separate, he's doing the luminance channel separately, and then he's doing probably 3 times 90 seconds for the RGB stuff. So he used the filter on the thing. So what he did was pretty complicated. The other thing too is, you see, this is what I was going to tell Jerry. We were talking about comments and stacking the data. What was done here was, when you do this, when you do an image like this, if he stacked it, see, he doesn't have any star trails. So what you do is you stack the stars without with a cometless image, and then you stack the comet with a starless image, and then you put the two together. That's what I think was done here. Well, it had to be, because otherwise the stars would trail. See, something's got to give, either the comet or the stars. So I'm going to say that that's what he did, and you can do that in Deep Sky Stacker. I tried to do that with Neowise and didn't have good luck with it. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that I wasn't able to do it.
This is that Damian Peach of the Pan-STARRS comet.
Double cluster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now is that one recent?
Yeah, that was earlier.
Okay. Well, that one should be pretty. I should be able to get that. So I should be able to get that. Okay.
Well, that was back in October, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, then forget it. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was saying. Is it recent then? Yeah.
It always amazes me that the green color is dicarbon. I think they call it dicarbon, and it's ionizing somehow. It's like just 2 carbon atoms somehow attached to each other without any hydrogen, oxygen, nothing else attached. That's so weird.
Oh.
So, Jerry, behind me is today's monarch butterflies down there at the Grove.
The
little video, 20-second video I did of a little patch. There's some other clumps. It had a couple of big clumps, maybe 2 or 3 clumps, and then they say there's 15,000 overall in Goleta. I don't know if it's all just in that one grove or not.
Of butterflies?
Of the butterflies. A little muddy trails getting over there. All the rain makes it, got to be careful. It's a little slippery on the pass there. But it was fun to go. There was probably 20, 30 people around, kind of constantly coming and going.
Yeah, we're going to try and get out there tomorrow because the dog likes playing in mud puddles.
It's going to rain. Oh, it's going to rain tomorrow.
We'll try and get out there while it's not raining.
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like. It's kind of an all-day kind of rain.
You can't never tell with those forecasts.
Yeah.
They tend the right direction, but in detail, they're never right, in my view.
Yeah, and it be patches of rain coming through, I think.
Yeah.
So if you time it right, you might be able to do it. So Dick was talking earlier about his setting up his observatory and his aluminum frame that he had. Kind of neat. And that was.
I haven't done anything on it, Jerry, since the last time, but I think tomorrow, if it's dry enough, if it starts raining, maybe not, but otherwise I'll probably start to nail down that base ring. Okay.
Does your back permit you to get up and work on things like this?
I can do most anything. It's the payback. That's the problem. Is that when I do anything physical,
It costs
pay
you.
for it for a while, and then I gotta wait, until I'm better again. There's no getting out of it, man. I just can't. I can't get away from it. Yeah. So what I want to try to do is get that base ring down, and then probably have somebody help me with the vertical risers, because I'm thinking one guy will hold the thing while the other guy screws it in. We were talking about the possibility of clamping it, but I really think you're going to need a couple of dudes. So, and nothing's, pre-drilled necessarily. So, this is not a kit.
Okay.
But what I was saying is, once you can get that ring on top, that wheel ring, you got it made. And the thing that's nice about it is that's what needs to be level. I think the rest of it is fairly level, but it doesn't have the kind of constraints that you do with that home dome thing with fiberglass.
Now, is Dick, is that pre-drilled up here?
Yeah, that thing's all, no, well, these holes aren't drilled. No, that's all got to be max drilled.
Yeah, so you get it level, then you clamp it. You can
probably
do, then drill. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, and I can clamp that right there.
Otherwise, you'd want to slot it or something so you could kind of shift it up and down and then tighten it down firmly somehow. But it'd be better to.
I'm not sure you'd want to slot it, because you wouldn't want it to move once you get that that thing level and everything. That's the part that's got to be level. And what I like about the design is it's aluminum on aluminum. It's not aluminum on wheels on plastic or whatever. I think the fiberglass will probably work pretty good though. Having said that, because the fiberglass is real strong stuff. So once I get those guys up, then I can start to put the siding up, and then I actually, the dome will have to be see, there's the dome, there's a ring on that dome, and that'll have to be put on. And then of course that's what I got to get. I'm going to have to get more than one dude to do that, because you figure that dome is, they say it's under 200 pounds. So, but you're going to need to have a number of dudes on that. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. I got a tractor, but we might be able to use that tractor somehow too.
Is a tractor big enough to reach over the top center?
Well, it has a front scoop on it, but the problem I think is going to be, you might be able to get it close, but then once you get it over the dome, this overhanging piece, you can't really, you got the scoop in the way, and you could probably get it up over the thing and maybe use it somehow. It's either that or,
you could make an extension on your scoop. You could put a couple of steel pipe, attach it to your scoop, and so it hangs out.
Yeah, this friend of mine, he makes furniture, and he's got these big pieces of oak, and that's what we use to get this thing off the truck. Okay. So, you could probably just take a couple of those and strap those to the fork arms on the scoop, and then use some kind of, strap them down somehow with something that you could strap it tight, maybe use some cinchers or something like that, and cinch it up onto the forks of the scoop, and then use that as a way to, and put the dome on top of that. Maybe that would work. I don't know.
So, Jerry, how's your backyard project going?
It's we've got a sump pump in the backyard now, draining it. So we accumulated a lot of water back there. It's back to being dry, but the workers aren't going to come back until this rain spell is over, probably another week away.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting.
Progress is halted.
Where was that? Oh yeah, Dick, there was this other pretty good thing that Jerry found, that the amazing shot that somebody got here. Let's see if I can find it. right there.
Oh. So that's is that the Antler Nebula on top of that?
It's the Reindeer Nebula.
So if you see something like that, take a shot. Why don't you?
Yeah, I'll have to get that. I'll have to figure out where that is. Yes.
Show the other jokes I found. Or have you seen those already?
He needs to watch our Monday show. Dick, do you ever get a chance to see our Monday 11 a.m. show?
Okay, no, I haven't. I haven't seen it.
So let's see what else
we got. Antler Nebula.
Can you see this?
This is the first test shot from the James Webb Telescope.
Oh no, removed before flight. Well, you know, I heard that they had a pretty flawless launch, and it seemed like they got the solar panels deployed. So
yeah,
I think tomorrow they're going to do the sunshade or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna. So far, it's so good.
And then I'm guessing it's a 6-month cryo cool down time or something like that before they can really start using.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
that is amazing.
Here's a caveman looking at the future here. His wife just wanted to know what he wants for dinner, and he's in the future, and he's thinking about all sorts of things.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff he's going on. He's trying to get down to the practical. He's a dreamer. That's funny.
That was a James Webb.
This is Ariane. It was as it was moved out for launch with the James Webb on it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
and they did it there because of the weather, inclement weather, or what was the reason for that?
No, it gives them a good orbit. They're near the equator, so they pick up almost the full 1,000-mile-an-hour benefit of being on a rotating Earth.
Okay.
So that's the principal reason for being there.
It's hard to see this one. You can see they're arresting an alien here, and Santa's complaining over here.
Yeah. That's funny.
What's this one? Schrodinger complaining about being in the box. I guess his cat.
That's Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's wave equation. Is that what that's?
Same guy.
Same guy.
Is this cat dead or alive?
Yeah. You don't know until you look.
Until you open it up.
The cat's having none of that.
Xmas tree, Ymas tree, and Zmas tree.
Yeah, this is a Cartesian Christmas.
Cartesian Christmas.
I was surprised to learn that Descartes was where Cartesian coordinates came from. And he was before Newton, I think. And he was coming up with all sorts of stuff. Pretty smart guy.
Oh, really?
And what was this one? Parker through the sun's corona. This is a pretty interesting one, huh?
Yeah, this is like the famous prism experiment of Isaac Newton. The beam of light coming in, and then it comes out the other side, dispersed into its colors.
I was thinking of the Pink Floyd album where they have.
Oh, well, it's on there too.
Yeah.
It must have been early. Oh, this is
the Leonard going by, I think, M13, and it's caught a Gemini meteor.
Oh my gosh!
Just a
flares coming off of it and everything.
Yeah, a lot of flaring going on. Real fireball, huh?
Yeah.
It's almost like hydrogen gas or something like that is igniting.
It'd just be ionized atmosphere.
Take a break here.
Let's stop sharing that one. Let me do something like Astro Bin. And what's that? Explore image of the day. Here's Astrobin image of the day stuff. Got 1229 here. Tarantula Nebula. Huh? Let's see. Am I sharing that? I'm not sharing that, am I?
You're not sharing it yet, no.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Forget where I'm at. So where is the Tarantula Nebula located?
It's located in the Large Magellanic Cloud. It's so definitely a southern hemisphere item.
Oh. Description. Oh yeah, Large Magellanic Cloud rising. So what looks like full size? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be a lot of that many stars compared to the nebula itself.
Well, in the star forming region, the stars that are forming are hidden by the nebula in these types of regions. So they're inside the nebula. It would take a radio telescope to see the actual stars that are forming. But stars, clusters that have formed and have blown the dust away, like right over there on the left, above your cursor, there, right there. Nope, down, there. That's a cluster that has formed recently, and it has got enough stars with solar winds that it's blown the dust away. So that's at the end of the process. And down farther to the right, you can see this other cavity that's formed around the cluster of stars right there. Oh, and yeah. That's a region where the stars are starting to blow the dust out of the way.
What colors are we seeing in this area? What are we looking at here, you think?
You know, the red I know is hydrogen emission. The blue, I believe, is ultraviolet reflection from a very hot star. Chuck has that more on the tip of his tongue than I do.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty.
So that's the image of the day on Astrobin for
very pretty.
1229.
Uh-huh.
That's a very nice photo.
The James Webb is really going to be, I think, a real interesting thing, especially since they found these ultraluminous infrared galaxies. And what they are finding out about these is that these are galaxies that are in process of merging with other galaxies. And there's so much dust around them, red dust. This is what the James Webb telescope is really going to help us do, to see through that dust.
Yes, it will. See warm objects.
Yeah.
I love galaxies, these photos.
Mm-hmm. They're so pretty. I can't wait to get to C14 and just go galaxy, hopping from one to the next.
Unfortunately, Mike, I keep a logbook of the photos I take and when I take them. And the time of the year when we focus out on the North Galactic Pole is around February, March, and April. And that's when you can get the best pictures of like the Virgo cluster in the evenings. And those are and up to midnight. And those are, of course, you can get that area in the morning at other parts of the year, but I don't usually do the morning or early morning stuff. But that's the time when the weather is the worst. I have the fewest clear photograph quality nights here in Goleta at that time of year. And sometimes I'll get through that whole period without ever having the scope uncapped.
Wow. This was taken with a 20-inch plane waves CDK.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's a little over processed. You can see how sharp the border is between the faint outer reaches of the galaxy and the black background.
Oh,
it's a little too sharp. It should blend more.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like you used hydrogen alpha filtering too.
Yeah.
Bring out those H clusters.
That's a busy galaxy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of star formation on the outer reaches there.
Yeah.
Blue stars.
Mm-hmm. It's fun to look at these images of the day that they have in Astrobin. Pretty amazing work.
I've been looking at this book that I got that's called Extragalactic Astronomy and Cosmology. And even though there's a lot of over-the-top stuff in it, math, there's a lot of derivational math in there, which got differential and integral calculus. But there's some really neat information, and a lot of the stuff is summarized in some fairly simple calculations that you can actually use. So you don't have to just go with the derivation. But I've just been reading about it, and it is just, it's a fascinating book. One of the things I've been reading about is there's something called the Schmidt-Kennicutt law of star formation.
Huh. Not familiar with that.
They've broken it into, they have a graph here. I don't know if I can show it to you or not. If I could show it clear enough. But this graph here on this page here, there are 3 breaks in it. Basically, on this axis here, the vertical axis, you have a star formation rate. It turns out that it's a power series that they do this with. And if you look at this, there's 3 breaks. There's I don't know if you can see the lines in there or not, but anyway, there's a couple of vertical lines. And what they found is that when you go below a certain point in luminosity, that you break down and you start to get less and less hydrogen clouds, and you get less star formation. Okay. And the middle region, that's kind of where we are with our galaxy and most of your spirals. Let's say M51, they mentioned a couple of other galaxies here. They're kind of in that middle region where they're getting kind of your, let's say, your middle of the road star formation. And then in the upper part of this is your starburst galaxies. They get your most star formation. So that if you look at this graph, what you get is you kind of get, think of it as a diagonal going this way here, but with starburst galaxies here, and then there's a break here for your regular galaxies, and then there's another break. So there's 3 slope changes in this graph right here, basically, is what you've got. And they're finding this out by looking at these other galaxies out there. So they've kind of got them laid out like that. The other thing that I found out is we've got these things that are they're high velocity stars. These stars are moving at a rate that is so fast that they're going to escape our galaxy. I think they mentioned one star was like 800 kilometers per second that it was actually moving.
Yeah, that's really moving.
And so they're trying to figure out, well, what the heck is going on? So they started to look in the Large Magellanic Cloud because they're thinking, well, maybe, something got thrown out of there and it got thrown over here, and that's what's going on there. No, when they started looking at they looked at some of the imaging, they were saying, no, it's coming from the center of our galaxy. So they still haven't quite figured it out. What they're speculating is that we've got this black hole, and they've got these stars that are orbiting around this black hole and are going really fast, okay? Well, if you have a complex system such that you have 3 stars in close proximity binary star system like that, okay? 2 of those stars get closer, okay? You still have this high speed that you've got these 3 stars in their complex orbits orbiting around the black hole. And then one star, 2 of these stars get close enough that their gravitational attraction becomes so great that the 3rd star loses out of that gravity.
It gets flung out.
And it gets flung out.
Yeah.
That's one theory. There's some other theories that they have, but that's about the only one that could explain that high of a velocity coming out there.
Yeah.
So the book is extremely interesting.
What's the name of the book again?
The book is called Extragalactic Astronomy and Cosmology, an introduction, 2nd edition. It's Springer. You can get it on You can get it on Amazon. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. That's what I got.
Huh.
Now, when I got it for pretty cheap. It seems like that's a lot more.
That's pretty expensive right now.
Yeah, I didn't pay that much for it.
Is
that
2010?
Hard? Oh, that's a hardback. You got hardback?
No, it says paperback.
God darn! What the heck did I pay for that thing? Anyway, it's a good book.
Oh, look at you can rent it for $47.
Yeah, get out of here. They must have freaking jacked the price on that thing. I'm telling you what. I don't know, man. I didn't pay that.
Well, here's a newer edition here. Let's go to this newer edition.
Oh, that's hardcover.
And
it's still pretty expensive. I'm gonna go back in my thing and see what I paid for this freaking thing.
You should finish reading that book and sell it.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm going to keep it because it's a really good book. I mean, it's got all the recent research. What I liked about it is when I first started looking at it, the very first section, they have a really super good summary of all of the various devices that are being used to do imaging and so forth. Infrared telescopes are discussed. They've got optical telescopes, and I mean, it's all the satellites, Rosat, some of the other different missions. They've got all this stuff in here, and it's a super good book, man. I'm really having even though the math is somewhat overwhelming for me, I've taken all that stuff in math, but it breaks it down to the point where you can understand things fairly well. The author is German, I believe. The guy's name is Peter Schneider, yeah. And he, but they've done a pretty good job on the English version of it. There's a few awkwardnesses that I've seen in there, but it seems to be pretty good. I really like it a lot. Now I'm curious. I want to find out what I paid for that thing. It seemed like it was pretty cheap, man. Yeah, sometimes I just press the button and I don't even think about it. I did get that astrophotography book though, that Jürgen. I'm sorry, Jürgen recommended. That's a very looks like it's going to be very good, and there's some planetary stuff in there too, which is what I like about it. So I can't find the doggone thing. Well, let me see if I can find it.
I can't remember what book was that Jürgen said was it.
Oh, it's called Astrophotography. I'll get it here. Extra gal. There we go. There we go.
You found it?
I did. Yeah, maybe it was about $52. Let me see here. I don't know. Just buy the dang thing. Who cares? I can't find the order on that. Let's see here. Oh, order details. Here we go. Yeah, I guess that's what I paid. $57.96. I guess I'm going to have to say so far from what I've seen with all the research and everything that's put into that book, this is probably something that you get from a textbook. It's probably not all that reasonable.
Yeah.
It's there's quite a bit. There's quite a number of pages too. It's almost over 600 pages long.
Huh. I noticed the hardback is $51 and the soft cover is $52.
I'd get the softback. The only reason why is I saw a lot of complaints on the hardback version coming on bounded. And so far I had zero problems with the paperback getting on bounded, but maybe they fixed it. But I looked in the comment sections. I wanted to see what people said. They liked that thing a lot, but they were really upset about the binding on the.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. But I think it's going to end up being a really good book for me. So
Okay.
But probably not exactly something for dummies, you know, even though I'm probably one of those.
Jurgen was trying to find an application for a smartphone to do astrophotography.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to get that book. And it looks like a really good one, too. What I like about it is it has planetary photography in it. And so that's where I want to go next, you know, when I get the C14, get it hooked up, and I want to go that direction here. Astrophotography. The author's name is Thierry Legault, ThierryLegault, astrophotography. Here, I could probably bring it up on mine since I just ordered it. Let's see.
Oh, he's got a whole website for that guy.
But yeah, I think he's got some other stuff that he's done. His stuff looks really nice too, by the way. I was really impressed with his stuff. Okay, here we are. All right, so let's see here. Share. That's it right there. And you could get a Kindle version too. So, and that was one of the things I was thinking about with the with that other book, with the extragalactic astronomy book. It'd be nice to get a Kindle version, so you know, if I wanted to, I could show you guys.
Oh, yeah, I attended a workshop he gave at one of the advanced imaging conferences.
This gentleman here?
Yeah, Thierry Legault.
It seems like a really good book.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to enjoy reading it. I got this one in front of me, but you know, I'll get to it. So
there's his website.
Oh wow! Oh, he's done all kinds of stuff.
Oh, he's doing some solar stuff.
He's got a picture in there in that book of the space station going across the moon.
Oh, yeah.
It's so detailed. I mean, I was blown away. So it got a shot of the space station transiting the moon. It's pretty, yeah.
What's this? That's like this shot here, maybe. Oh, I've done this, but
no, he had something that was a little bit different than that. That's different. I mean, it was so clear. You could literally, he even had some blown up pictures of it too. Let's see if I can find it in here. I haven't really had a chance to look at it.
You've got some amazing ones for the ISS going across the face of the sun.
This is this book here is the book that has the thing on why I'm getting the vignetting on the MP137IS. It's an F5 thing. So when you're with that, I think that focal ratio right there, for whatever reason, it seems to cause a problem with a 6D. Oh, here it is right here, as a matter of fact. This, I don't know if you can see it, but this guy here, he's got the image. You can see that band on the bottom. Yeah. That's it. That's it's vignetting, and it's caused by the mirror. There's a picture of it right there where it shows the mirror.
Oh yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
That intercepts the optical stream and causes the vignetting to occur. I'm not sure. My 10-inch might have some kind of a problem similar to it, although the pattern's different. It's not rectilinear like that. It's kind of a circular pattern. So that might be something else, but it seems to have some kind of an issue too.
So the 127 IS Teleview, that's a F5, huh?
F5.2.
Yeah.
Is the focal ratio. Yeah. It's and so this guy said F5, and I figured, well, that's close enough, you know.
Yeah.
So I learn more and more things about that scope every day. As every time I use that thing, it's got some new surprise waiting for me.
Well, you know, if you're not making mistakes, that means you're not doing anything. So
That's for sure.
That's direct from Elon Musk.
I think I came up with that on my own at some point. You know, really. Working at the wastewater treatment plant. And it's like the guys who weren't doing anything, they didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, they were perfect. They get the raises, and it's the guy out there that's doing all the work that's making all the mistakes because he's doing all the work. That's the guy that never gets a raise.
Yeah, I think there was one company that was offered every month they'd offer $100 reward to the person who made the most mistakes or something. A bonus.
Raytheon had a policy like that because they said that success is built on mistakes.
Oh boy.
And if someone made mistakes, that was the guy they kept on the project because he knew all the ways around making those mistakes now.
He had done it all wrong, so he was going to do it right.
Hopefully that works. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it seems to do it.
That's funny.
All right, we've reached 9 o'clock. So
all right, guys.
Any other mentions? We're missing a few people during the holiday week, I guess.
Hopefully I'll have some shots, some imaging next time, and we'll have something.
And next week we might have a few more people, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I hope so.
Good night.
All right. Good night, everyone. In program.